Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Matt. Sorry about that. We're going to be talking a little bit today about classifying polynomials. Uh, this is section 2.1 from the Regents Review book. Remember, polynomial means many terms. Okay, so again, that could be something like this. It could be x squared plus 2x plus 1. Okay, so this would be a polynomial. More specifically, we have 1, 2, 3 terms. That's many terms. Okay, just so you guys know, if they have one term, we call them monomials. Mono means one, and real means real. So monomial might be something like x or 2x. Okay, single numbers can be something like that. I know it seems odd that it's a 5 is a monomial, but we could also say that's a polynomial. Binomials would be things like 2x plus 1. Okay, so something like that would be a linear binomial. They could have like x squared plus 3. Okay, that would also be a binomial because there's 2 terms. Okay, trinomials. Again, tri means 3. It's going to be something like x squared plus 2x plus 1. Okay, and that's a quadratic trinomial. But again, it doesn't necessarily have to be quadratic. It can be to the 5th power plus x squared plus 7 or something like that. Okay. So again, all these are expressions. Notice there's no equal signs. Okay, so this would be a monomial. This would be a constant monomial. Okay. This would be a binomial. Again, 2 terms, and this one will be a trinomial. Again, 3 terms. Anything more than that we refer to as a polynomial. So if it says something like this, polynomial will be something like this. X to the 4th plus x to the 3rd plus 2x to the 2nd plus, 4x plus 2. Okay. And they could be subtraction stuff. I'm going to write a couple subtractions. Okay. And that will be a polynomial, okay, because it's got 5 terms. So that's pretty much like all you really need to know as far as classification. They're monomials, they're binomials, they're trinomials. Any of these, by the way, any of these can be polynomials as well. Okay. So again, you should refer to them as specifically as possible. But in fact, this is a polynomial, this is a polynomial, and this is a polynomial as well. Okay. But again, try and get specific as possible. So if we can call monomials, binomials, and trinomials, that's fine. We don't go any higher than that. We don't do quadrinomials or things like that. Okay. A note on degrees. Oh, I forgot I can do the loop thing, right? And it never works. All right. Degrees. Okay. So if we said something like this, x squared plus 1, this is what we call a second degree polynomial, or a second degree binomial. We tell the number of degrees by the highest exponent. So it's got to be the variable raised to an exponent, okay? So this would be a second degree polynomial, okay? This would be a 4th degree, okay? And we would say it's a 4th degree trinomial. Okay? So anyway, again, your highest exponent is going to indicate that. Just a note about degrees in general. A couple things. This is a 1st degree, okay? This is a 1st degree. And why is that we don't write it, but there is like an invisible 1 here, right? There's a 1 here. This is raised to the 1st power. We don't write that because, as Professor Gain taught me, that would be like wearing socks with sandals. Like, you can do it, but why? If you had just a single number, a constant, this is actually what we call a 0 degree. And why you have to remember is this. I don't want to get too close into it, but anything raised to the 0 power is 1, right? And 5 times 1 would just be 5. So we can actually say that this is x to the 0 power, because that would just be 5 times 1, which is just 5. So we would call this a 0 degree polynomial. Okay? All right. So that's a 0 degree constant polynomial. This would be a first degree monomial. All right? So we're going to get into some questions now. I'm going to go straight through questions 1 through 10 and 2.1. So again, for those of you guys using the Regents Review book, this is page 20 and 21. So we're going to say this is out of here. This is going to be 2.1. And again, this will be question number 1. Okay? And it says classify this polynomial. It says 5x squared plus 3. Okay? This is a binomial. This is a binomial. Right? Binomial. Because again, it has 2 terms. 1 term, 2 terms. Okay, so that's answer number 2 on your paper. Just to take it to the next level, we would call this a second degree. Okay, it's a black belt. Okay, it's a second degree binomial. Okay, because again, it's raised to the second power. Okay, but the answer on your paper is number 2. All right, continue. One day. All right. Next one, 2. Says we have 7x squared minus 3x plus 2. This is, again, 1, 2, 3. Remember, your addition and subtraction is what separates them. I'm sorry, let me write that a little bit clear. Your addition and subtraction is what separates terms. Okay, so your first term is 7x. Your second, 7x squared. Your second term is negative 3x, and your third term is 2. So this is a trinomial. Okay, which on your paper is answer number 3, and this will be again a second degree. Okay. Okay, so looping along. Oh Jesus, number 3. 3x. The third power, again, mono means 1, right? So this is a monomial. Okay, so that's answer number 1, and this would be a third degree. Okay, third degree. Okay. Number 4, 3x squared y plus 5xy squared. Okay, and again, what is this? Again, you got to note that they really should be in simplest form, but remember, we can't add these together. These we would not be able to add together because, again, your exponents have to be the same. So I have x squared on this one, I have x to the first power on this one, and likewise I have y to the first power over here, and y to the second power over here. So we can't add these, okay? So make sure you simplify them first if you have. I'm sorry, I should remember that. But again, this is a binomial. Again, that's going to be answer number 2 in your paper. And again, this will be to the second degree. Okay, they're both to the second degree. Number 5, this is 3x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7x minus 3. Okay, this is a polynomial. Okay, we will call this a polynomial. Okay, so the answer on your paper is 4 because it only gives you it's none of the above. Okay, this is a polynomial. Okay, it's a polynomial, and again, it's a third degree polynomial. Okay. Zipping through. Number 6. 3x squared minus 7x plus 5. Okay. Trinomial, yes. Trinomial. Again, you could say second degree. You could also call this quadratic. Okay. Quadratic. So anything to the second degree, as far as your x's go, is going to be quadratic. That's for a little bit later in the year, but that's what this is building up to. I'll take a second at the end of this to explain why the degree is important. What are we up to? We're up to number 7. It says, which of the following is a binomial? A lot of you guys might say answer 1 because it says 2 times 5x squared. No, this is not. No, not a binomial. Because again, we can simplify that. This is 10x squared, which is a monomial. Okay? Good. So the correct answer for this is actually going to be 5x squared plus 2. Okay, that's a binomial. Okay, so number 3 is your answer. I think that's number 3. Is number 3? Yeah, that's going to be your binomial. Okay, so just be careful. Okay, if you can simplify it, that's no good. Okay, so this one, because we can multiply here, that will be a monomial. Okay, so number 3 is a binomial. What do we got? Which one is a trinomial? So if you take a look, your answer for this one is going to be number 3. It says which one is a trinomial. Sorry, this is question number 8. Okay, number 8 is number 8. It says which one's a trinomial. Again, it's going to be number 3 is going to be your correct answer. Because it's 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. Okay. The only other confusing answer, which is not 4, is going to be this one. It says 2x squared times 5x times 3. Again, this is not a trinomial. This is not, because again, we can just multiply straight across. 2x squared times 5x is going to be 10x to the third, and that's going to be 30x to the third. So this is not. This is a monomial. So this is not a trinomial. Don't get fooled by those shenanigans. All right, moving along, zipping along. How much time am I working on over here? Oh, geez. Speed it up now. All right. Number 9. What's the degree of the polynomial? And it says 5x squared plus 7x cubed minus 2x. All right, so I'll be smart forward. Again, this is a third degree. Okay, and how do they try to trick you up? Of course they try to. They wrote them out of order. Okay. Proper protocol is that you write your exponents from highest to lowest. So this would be x third plus 5x squared minus 2x. Okay, so that would be a proper protocol. They wrote it out of order. So this is a third degree polynomial, which was answer, of course, number 4 on your paper. All right. Number 10. Zipping right along. Which of the following is a quadratic trinomial? Okay, so the quadratics are raised to the second power. Again, if you think about a square, minus 3x plus 8. This is your quadratic. Okay, this is quadratic. And quadratic, quad means 4, right? So this is going to be like a square. And when you find the area of a square, remember the sides are equal, so that's x times x, and your area would be x squared. So quadratics have an x squared in them, okay? So your other option that they gave you, so this is answer number 3. This would be your correct answer. The other answer they gave you that might confuse you was number 2. This is 5x to the third minus 3x plus 8. No, this is cubic. Okay, so for the same reason, this is x cubed. Again, think about the volume of a cube, right? Length times width times height. But in fact, it's actually the same number. The length is x, the width is x, the height is x. So again, this would be a cubic. Okay, that's the highest level you're really going to see in Algebra 1 as far as things you're going to work with. All right, good? Let's go to part B. Okay, that's the 1. It says an expression for the height of a projectile. Negative 16, t. Be careful with your t's, guys. I always put a little curly q at the end of mine. Plus 72, t plus 5. What kind of polynomial is it? Is it quadratic? You'll see these. This is quadratic, trinomial. That's a second degree. Okay? Again, these are common. Get used to seeing these, especially if any of you guys want to go into math careers. This is your classic projectile motion problem. So that's your acceleration due to gravity, that's your initial velocity, and that's your height off the ground. Okay, you'll see a lot more of these when we get a little bit further into the year. Okay. All right, number 2. An equation for the amount of profit a company makes is this. So it's 5Q minus 800. This is a linear, okay, because again, we only have multiplication, addition, subtraction, so it's linear. It is a binomial, and it's a first degree. Okay, don't be fooled. Okay, this is not a 0 degree. Okay, again, this is a first degree. There's a little 1 right there that we don't write. All right, scooting along, Oh, number 3. Cross out one of the terms in this polynomial to make it a third degree trinomial. So we have so it says cross out one of the terms to make this a third degree trinomial. So that's squared. I'm sorry about the sound the board makes, guys, every time I hit it with the marker. I'll get softer markers next time. It's to cross out one term to make this a third degree trinomial. The only one, obviously, if you want to keep it as a third degree, this has to stay. Okay, so you can cross out this one, you can cross out this one, and you can cross out this one. Doctor? Screen recording. You want to be a special guest?
What happened?
The microphone line. You want to talk to the computer?
Oh, sure. Did you get paid today?
Yeah, I got paid. Yeah, no. I got my pay stub. I did not actually get paid in the bank yet, though. Got two more. Create a fourth degree monomial. There you go. Your fourth degree monomial. You can do something like this. Do something like this. Okay, those are fourth degree monomials. And last one, so I can talk to Mark about payroll issues. Number 5. Mark, you're like problem, Mark. Special guest. Mark says the expression 2 plus 3 is a binomial since it has 2 terms. I don't know what Mark was thinking, okay? Layla says that 2 plus 3 equals 5, and this is a monomial. So I'm sorry, Mark, you were incorrect. Layla, just like the melody, Layla was correct. Why? Because this is a monomial. Okay, guys, so there's your questions. There's section 2.1, pages 20 and 21. I hope that helps you. Good luck.
People.